Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and my guest today is the composer of one of my favorite scores of the year to one of my favorite films of the year, Obsession. I am so excited to be joined by Rock Burwell. How are you doing today?
I'm great, and yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. Obsession is literally one of my favorite movies I've seen all year, and your score is incredible. So I'm just really appreciative of you joining me today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Before we get into your incredible score for Obsession, I wanted to ask you what is something that you're currently obsessed with, whether it's a movie or a TV show or a video game?
Um, well, my initial, which is neither of those things, would be roller coasters.
Ooh.
Um, my girlfriend and I have been big enthusiasts, especially in the past year, and we're kind of obsessed with. We have like gold memberships over at Six Flags and do that a ton. Outside of that, um, as far as like media and entertainment, I think I mean I'm lucky to be in this position where I'm new to filmmaking in the world of film, and so I think I'm kind of just obsessed with the whole. There's so many movies I get to watch that are considered classics, and I've never seen them. So just especially horror movies, but movies in general, I think I'm kind of just obsessed with now, and scores.
That is awesome. When you go to Six Flags, do you have a favorite roller coaster?
Yes, we our favorite is Twisted Colossus over here at Magic
Oh.
Mountain.
All right, I have not been on it since they changed it to Twisted Colossus, but I used to love going on Colossus.
Oh wow, yeah, you have to. It is possibly life changing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, my favorite was the Riddler's Revenge, the big giant green one that you like stand on.
Stand up one, yeah, that's a hot take, I think.
Well, let me tell you, it's no longer my favorite because the last time I went on it, the power went out there,
Oh
and I was terrified because it was before it dropped. It wasn't very long, but like it took them a while to like reset everything, and I was just like, so never again, never
yeah,
again with that one.
yeah,
It
that's
like traumatized me.
a tough one to have that happen.
Oh man. Well, I cannot get enough of your score and of Obsession. And I'm telling you right now, this is like one of the craziest box office stories I've ever seen. I've been like studying box office and numbers like for a long time. I'm a big nerd when it comes to like box office stats. And this is unheard of because it opened well, but then it went up the next week and then it went up again the next week. Like this is like literally never happened before. How does it feel, number one, that you're breaking all these like crazy records with the box office, and number two, that so many people are getting a chance to watch and experience something you worked so hard on?
Yeah, I mean it's insane. It's been so surreal, and it seems like every step of the way it has just continued to exceed expectations. None of us could have prepared for this level of reception and the scale. Yeah, it's been just such a trippy experience, honestly, and but at the same time, so cool for people to be so engaged and immersed in something that I mean, just me selfishly, I've never had my work be seen by so many people, and then to be part of something that is so much bigger and from like every step of the way throughout this whole process, everyone involved in the film, like it's just so cool to be part of something that is I'm just like very proud of everyone and very proud of the product that we produced.
That is awesome. Yeah, I just cannot believe how well it's doing, but it's so well deserved because it's such an incredible film. So I'm very happy to see that it's happening to this film specifically. How did you get involved with scoring Obsession?
It kind of was on a whim. Um, Curry and I had met on a separate project, um, and he kind of just offered me. He enjoyed working together, and he lives really close by, so he'd come here to the studio, and he just kind of is when he got greenlit for Obsession during that time, and he just said, "Do you think you could score a feature?" And that was it. And I'm not going to say no to that. So took it on as a bit of a challenge and a gamble, but it paid off.
Yeah, that is awesome. That is so cool. How did you decide on the tone of the music for Obsession, and what was the collaboration process like with Curry?
Yeah, it was very collaborative from the beginning. He had a strong vision for the musical direction, and I think he trusted me in executing that. And then as we went deeper into that process, we started to explore some newer ideas and just just dug in deeper to the vision. And yeah, it was very collaborative throughout the whole time. And like I said, we lived in close proximity to each other, so just sending quick things back and forth. He'd run over with the newest 10 minutes that he edited. We would dive into it. I'd show him things I was working on. It was very fluid and just an awesome experience getting to work with him like that and having that be my first experience scoring a feature and working like firsthand with a director. Like it kind of set the bar at a very high level for me. So yeah, it was awesome.
So cool. It filmed around LA, I think specifically like Burbank and was it Glendale? Did you get to visit the set ever?
Yeah. So yeah, I live in North Hollywood, and I showed up to be an extra on the very last day of shooting before the reshoots, but I think it was the day 20, and it was when the restaurant scene was being shot. So yeah, my girlfriend and I are actually sitting in the booth behind Bear, and so that was really cool to see. I definitely wanted to make sure I popped out to set for at least one day.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I have seen that there's like been a lot of people going to that restaurant now and like making reservations and specifically asking for that booth. So I kind of want to do it too, just because it's so cool. And then also, I can't remember the name of it. Is it like the Lucky Green Man or something like that? The store
Yeah,
where the One Wish Willow is sold.
yeah, it's funny because I've lived in this area since I moved to LA for the last like 8 years, and I'm familiar with all these spots. I've passed them. I used to go to Little Tony's. Like I lived like a 5 minute walk away. So when I first moved here, it was kind of like our spot that we'd go get some like big portions and cheaper food, and it felt kind of more towny than your like average LA restaurant. And so for it to kind of come full circle and be shot there was was really funny and just a cool experience.
That is so cool. What is your go-to order at Little Tony's?
Oh my God, it's been a while since I've definitely like 4 or 5 years now that I've probably eaten there, but probably just like a big bowl of pasta, like something that I feel like I'd get back on the East Coast. And I don't know, there's always like a huge side salad and some. They're just coming out with like you're definitely leaving with to-go boxes like every time.
It's crazy. What were some of the inspirations when you were coming up with the score?
Yeah, there. I like to say that like a lot of the inspirations were just the emotions that were
Mhm.
involved in the film. Like Curry and I kind of figured out the sound palette early on, and there were inspirations for that sort of. Excuse me, like kind of those warm ambient synths and pads that you hear throughout the score, taking inspiration from stuff from maybe like the 80s, and then there's a lot of modern stuff that is reworking those same types of sounds. And, and maybe like he was sending me a lot of different things that were kind of samples and references, um, a lot of stuff that maybe had some virality on TikTok and stuff, or like these the kind of like ambient liminal genre, I guess. Like I was kind of unfamiliar with it myself, but so we kind of got more of the sound palette, and then I think a lot of the inspiration just came from the script and from what we talked about, and the actors' performances. Like just that part felt very immersive to me, and just diving into the movie, the deeper I got in, the more inspired I felt to come up with these pieces that accentuate those emotions.
The little jingle that plays with the One Wish Willow, was that you as well?
Like when he takes it out of the box.
Yeah.
That Curry actually made that himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Yeah, I love it. And I think I saw in an interview clip that he said that it's a different like chime or tone the next time.
Yeah, and I didn't even catch that when originally told me. Yeah, there's kind of like a jingle for when it's your fresh one wish, and then if you've already made the wish, it kind of gives you a rejection jingle.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Yeah, that's something I'll have to like listen for on my next viewing. I love that song. I love like all those little details. Uh, when you were scoring this film, was there a scene that you found to be like the most difficult, just whether it was the tone or how you would, piece that scene together?
Um, yeah, that's a good question. I think it's funny because it ended up being one of my favorites, but for a while it's called "Are You Okay" on the soundtrack. It's right after the wish is made and you see the effects on Nikki like outside of the car and stuff. That whole long scene. That was a bit more of like an intimidating one for a while. I think because of the length of the scene and it was such a specific thing that was going on. Um, I kind of skipped over it a few times. I'm like, I'll come back to that and kept trying things. And ultimately, I did something pretty simple that really worked. And I even kind of like shelved it for a second while I worked on other things. And then I showed Curry, I'm like, well, I did try this first. And he's like, dude, I love that. And then then we worked together to time because it's like these kind of like core like pad stabs that happen like periodically and we worked to time them to specific beats.
Mhm.
um, and that was a pretty cool process. But yeah, that one I remember being a little challenging or just daunting. I kind of like avoided it at first because I think it felt like I wasn't quite sure what it needed to be, where some of the others came a bit more intuitively.
We have to talk about the gorgeous vinyl that is coming from Waxworks Records. What was your reaction when you got to see the packaging and the design for this vinyl for the first time?
Yes, it was so cool. um, that's like a dream as a musician or producer, just like getting, especially these days, getting your work published and distributed onto anything physical, never mind a full vinyl release, is just incredible. And now they've added the CD and cassette as well, so I'm getting the the full special treatment, and it's like, yeah, it's definitely like I don't know, the little kid in me that has dreamed of things like this is very happy right now.
Yeah, I love that it's also going to be on cassette and CD. The packaging is gorgeous, just everything that they're doing with it. I love it so much. Do you remember the very first vinyl that you ever purchased?
Oh man. Um, well, I definitely like acquired a lot of vinyl from my uncles and grandparents. I worked almost exclusively in hip hop and rap production for a while, so like I did a lot of sampling. I could probably tell you more of like my first CD, but since then, we have we've started like an official vinyl collection where I've like gone out to get my favorite records ever and kind of starting there. And yeah, that's I'm trying to think of like as far as a CD goes, I think the first one that I really like begged my mom to let me get was a Green Day CD. It was like their compilation International Super Hits because there was a song on there that I was like my cousins had showed me how to play on guitar and I became obsessed with that. And it was, it wasn't a clean CD. It was unedited and I really had to convince her to let me get that one. And then she skimmed through the lyric booklet and was like, "You can't listen to this song." I was like probably 5 years old or something, but yeah, that's an early memory.
That's hilarious. My very first CD ever was American Idiot by Green Day. And I remember going to, was it like Sam Goody or something like that? I don't remember the name exactly. Like Sam Goody, I feel like is the name. And they wouldn't let me buy it because it was parental advisory. So I had to go back with my parents and then get it. But That was, yeah, my very first CD was Green Day also, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What kind of music are you currently listening to?
I'm listening to always listening to a lot of different stuff. I think I can pull up I got my handy Apple Music right here. But yeah, I mean, since getting more into film composing, I have expanded and listening to a lot more just scores and soundtracks. I've got really big back into like classical music, and we actually have like our alarm every morning. Like it starts with the local classical station, um, and that's just what I'm listening to when we're driving in the car and stuff. But some music I've really been liking. Um, the band, their local LA band, Agriculture. They're like a cool black metal band. Their latest album, The Spiritual Sound, is really cool. Uh, the new Boards of Canada that just came out is really cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm always listening to like emo adjacent hardcore type stuff. I've loved like the Geese and Cameron Winters solo stuff. A whole bunch. I feel like I really like to listen to a bit of everything, honestly, and get inspiration from wherever it comes. But yeah, it's always changing.
I know this next question is going to be asked of you and of Curry and everybody involved in the film a lot, but what is next for you? Is there something that you have lined up or something that you're working on that you're allowed to talk about?
Yeah, well, I'm just starting Curry's next film, Anything But Ghosts. That
Ooh,
that is beginning like as we speak. We've already laid a little bit of the framework there, and like that's already been shot, and he's currently editing it. So jumping right into that, and yeah, it's gonna pretty much take up my summer into early fall, and that's kind of just what I'm looking at right now. I have a couple other short films I've been working on, like some of my friends' projects and stuff, and excited for those to come out as well.
that is awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, Curry's also doing the next Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right?
Correct. Yeah, I'm
Oh
excited
my
to see
gosh.
like just what he's gonna come up with. That I don't think he's even written it or anything yet. I think he's just kind of secured the spot there. But yeah,
That is incredible. Is that something you would be interested in scoring?
oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna I'm looking at my one wish willow on my desk right here. I'm like, I'm not gonna bank on that until I get the official word, but I'd love to work on that, and I have a couple cool ideas already sitting in the back of my head.
Well, fingers crossed, because I would love that for you and I would love that for the film. I just think that would be great. Rock, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your day to join me and talk all things Obsession and your score. If people want to follow you and keep up with all your other upcoming projects and the Waxwork record that's coming out, where's a good place for people to come and follow you?
Just at Rock Burwell on pretty much everything. I feel like I'm pretty easy to find.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much for being here, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Yeah, and you as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.